boy insisting on playing his acoustic lute version of High House of Wonders again.
Ugh, I hate the new boys. I don't understand why they're such a type for so many.
A new face? Looking for another chapter of dirty lore for your biography?
You have but to ask, and we can grant you a moment of pleasure. Don't be shy.
An intriguing pair. Takes me back to my youth. More than interested, if you feel the same.
I used to work as a courtesan back home, and my sister as an artisanal masseuse. But men are treated like dogs by the Underdark's matriarchs, so we fled.
We found surfacers craved the body of a drow like a drug. Life is easy in our line of work.
It was not my work itself that has ever been a challenge to me. Merely the circumstances. I worked in this business in the Underdark, but it grew to festering monotony. The entirety of Drow culture is obsessed with bondage beyond reason. While such activities have their charms, I yearned to reach greater depths. And there is no society on this planet more laterally, imaginatively, and confusingly depraved as that of Baldur's Gate. Although of late, I do feel like I've seen everything. Perhaps you'll show me something new. I'd have to restrain myself far more than any play bindings do if I worked in another field. This is a place where I can be myself boundlessly. There are so many who come to me speaking of a fixation that no one else has ever been able to share with them, and never will again. A once-in-a-lifetime moment of passion. Every day. What could be better? Don't you want to try it? Trust me, you don't want to miss my signature Mesobaranzan love trick.
Menzoberranzan love magic, a formidable practice, usually only reserved for pleasing the most insatiable matriarchs in the City of Spiders.
And is that your partner with you? What a gorgeous couple. Perhaps we could come to an agreement.
We are twins.
Our bodies will haunt your dreams. We want both of you, silly, at the same time.
So long as all are willing, I see no reason why we should deny ourselves.
Charming.
There must be a sprinkling shower of gold first. Coin.
For being a friend who helped Amira, we will charge a little less. Let's go. This is thrilling. This way. Come.
You truly are a feast for my eyes. Nature outdid itself with you. Did you wish to speak? always. Was there something else you wanted, my heart?
Great! We can run with 10 other people and pray none of them has to.
Quite the merry little party we have assembled here. Shall we? I hope you're not afraid of the dark, my darling. I must snuff out the lights before we begin. It's all part of the experience. The room is bathed in total darkness, so there is nothing to distract from your ecstasy.
The lady, Nim, moves your hand to where the clasps of her blouse lie.
I can't quite believe it. A night of passion with the famous Halsin. I might faint before I can expend myself.
Legends spread of you throughout the city. We heard tell that you can change into a bear.
I hadn't realized I was that popular. But we must give the people what they want, mustn't we?
Will tonight at last be the night I die during an act of pleasure?
Fur tickles your bare nethers as the two drows scream in terror and delight. The drow are filled with awe at your and Halsin's habits throughout the night, time and time again.
I have longed to hear your voice. Speak to me. Indeed. Our time with them was certainly bracing. Takes me back to some youthful misadventures in the Underdark. It was a long time ago. I was a foolhardy young druid, intent on seeing the beauty of nature's unworldly fauna and subterranean glow for myself. Certain events transpired, and I found myself a guest of a noble drow house for a time. Well, something between guest, prisoner, and consort, perhaps. A very likely outcome. In fact, I saw decorations of that very type, and worse, in my time there. But my luck held. The house matron took an interest in me, and the patron also. They saw me as a novelty, perhaps. I was chained in their bedchamber for nigh on 3 years. I waited for my chance and did what was necessary to survive. And perhaps a few things that were less than necessary. Don't misunderstand me. I feared for my life and wanted my freedom back, but I was willing to wait for my moment. And eventually it came. Lolth's noble houses are constantly at each other's throats, and eventually some rivals of my hosts sought to unseat them. It was chaos, drow against drow, the clash of blades echoing throughout caverns, the feel of warm blood that I could not see. I took my chance and fled while all were distracted. I never looked back until I breathed fresh air again. And never learned what came of my hosts. Indeed. Perhaps I carry more resentment than I realize. Time can prove to be a trickster on one's recollections. What would be multiple lifetimes for others now separate me from my captivity. Perhaps I have lost perspective on what happened to me. I have not had true confidence for some time. The Shadow Curse robbed me of almost all my peers and replaced them with the weight of responsibility. Perhaps that caused me to gild undeserving memories of my youth. I am lucky to have your counsel. It was sorely needed. No, I shall not take you for granted, nor my own past. What is the point of long life if one does not make room for reflection?
Give me a moment, for pity's sake. You've exhausted me already.
We recover quickly, but not that quickly. Even in the best of times, it's an oasis of pleasure and calm. In the city's chaos, with Baldur's Gate preparing for war, the caress feels like the final flicker of a beautiful flame before darkness falls.